Very good morning. Today we are starting the MCQs on export import procedures and export documentation. Whatever I have been told you in the last 7-8 lecture. So there is a certain MCQs related with those topics. First question is international trade is the exchange of goods and services within the domestic border. True or false? I'm just giving you the 30 seconds to think about this, then I'll tell you the answer. International trade is the exchange of goods and services within the domestic border. True or false? It is false. As we know, international trade, it is the exchange of goods and services across the national boundaries in terms of domestic. International trade is the exchange of goods and services within the national borders. Suppose that you belongs to India and you are doing certain businesses with the China or Japan or South Africa or South America. That is called international trade. If you are talking about the domestic borders, suppose that Uttar Pradesh to Punjab, Punjab to Delhi, Delhi to Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat to Maharashtra, that is called domestic borders. So now question number one, that is all about the false. Question number two, export related wages are higher in the service sector than in manufacturing. True or false? Export related wages are higher in the service sector than in manufacturing. True or false? Export related wages are higher in the service sectors? No. Again, it's false. They are higher in manufacturing actually. They are higher in manufacturing. Number third, import penetration is associated with low demand elasticity, which increase workers' bargaining power. True or false? Import penetration is associated with lower demand elasticity, which increase workers' bargaining power. True or false? Again, again, it's false. Import penetration is associated with greater demand elasticity, which reduce workers' bargaining power. Not lower demand, no, it's a greater demand elasticity, which increase the bargaining power, which reduce the workers' bargaining power, not increase, it's reduce. So correct answer is false. Import penetration is associated with the greater demand elasticity, which reduce the workers' bargaining power. Question number three, again false. Question number four, large countries tend to be more dependent on international trade than smaller countries. True or false? Large countries tend to be more dependent on international trade than smaller countries. True or false? Large countries tend to be more dependent on international trade than smaller countries. True or false? It's a again false. Smaller countries are more dependent. Correct answer is smaller countries are more dependent since they don't have diversified economy. As we know, in a smaller country, they don't have diversified economy. They have expertise in some product and they are dealing with only those products. But in a large economy, they have the very diversified products. They are dependent, but they are not more dependent as compared to the smaller country. So again, it's a incorrect statement. The larger country tend to be more dependent on international trade than smaller country. False. Question number fifth. Global imbalances may be reduced by a reduction in excess saving. Question number fifth. Global imbalances, if there is imbalances in across the countries, so it may be reduced by reduction in excess saving. True or false? Global imbalances may be reduced by reduction in excess saving. True. It's a true. Question number six. Which of the followings are included in a typical service export? Tourism and transportation, sales and forecasting, technology and e-commerce, and all of the above. Which of the followings are included in a typical service export? Which of the followings are included in a typical service export? Tourism and transportation, sales and forecasting, technology and e-commerce, and all of the above. Correct answer is tourism and transportation. Typical service export, because in a tourism and transportation they don't have any product, they have full-fledged services. Tourism and services. Six. Question number six. A is the correct answer. We are moving towards question number seven. Who does international trade allow to seek our products, services, and component in foreign countries? Who does international trade allow to seek out products, services, and component in a foreign countries? Question number seven. Manufacturers and distributors, supplier and public officials, distributor and suppliers, manufacturer and suppliers. Who does international trade allow to seek out products, services, and component in a foreign countries? Question number seven. Correct answer is A. Manufacturers and distributors are allowed to seek out products, service, and component in foreign countries. Number 8. Which technology assisted with the physical integration of world market? Which technology assisted with the physical integration of world market? Media, e-commerce, A&B, and none of the above. Which technology assisted with the physical integration of world market? Media, e-commerce, A&B, and none of the above. Again, I am just reading out. Which technology assisted with the physical integration of the world market? Media, e-commerce, A&B, and none of the above. Question number 8. The correct answer is media. Media assisted with the physical integration of the world market. Question number 9. Which of the following explain the reason why large country import less manufactured goods on per capita basis? Which of the following explain the reason why larger countries import less manufactured goods on per capita basis? Large countries have diversified economy, so goods produced are usually outsourced. Large country have the land capacity and ability to produce their own goods. Large country have a larger population to help produce their own goods, thus contributing to a diversified economy. Larger country have a diversified economy and export more services than exported goods. Question number 9. Which of the following explain the reason why larger countries import less manufactured goods on a per capita basis? Very quite easy to understand. Larger country have a larger population. As we know, large countries like India and China, larger country have a larger populations to help produce their own goods. That is the only reasons we are promoting the Make in India and we are following the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Larger countries have a larger populations to help produce their own goods, thus contribute to a diversified economy. Question number 9, C is the correct answer. We are moving towards question number 10. Trade on manufactured goods has been a dynamic component of world mercantile trade, has been a dynamic component of developed country trade with the rest of the world, has been the fastest growing part of the world trade, now dominated by the China, Korea, and Canada. Question number 10th. Correct answer is A. Has been a dynamic component of world mercantile trade. The major benefit of trade include question number 11. Reduction in transportation cost, increase in income and employment, advance in technical methods. The major benefit of trade includes. What are the major benefit of trade includes? Why we are offering the international trade and why we are moving from one country to the rest of the world? The major benefit of trade include reduction in transportation cost, increase in income and employment, advance in technical method BNC. As we know, reduction in transportation cost, no. Yeah, there will be an increase in income and employment generation. Whenever we are doing some international trade, there can be increase in the income and employment generation in a host country and advances in our technical method. There will be a technological advancement also. So B and C both are the right. So D is the correct answer. 11th, C is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. Question number 12. Faster growth in emerging economies has resulted in a higher inflation, has reduced the globalization effort, has put pressure on the supply of raw material, has reduced global imbalances. Question number 12. Faster growth in emerging economies has resulted in a higher inflation, has reduced the globalization effort, has put pressure on the supply of raw material, has reduced the global imbalances. Question number 12. Faster growth in emerging economies has resulted in a higher inflation, has reduced the globalization effort, has put pressure on the supply of raw material, has reduced the global imbalances. Question number 12. C is the correct answer. They have a they have to be put the pressure on the supply of the raw materials. Question number 12 is the C is the correct answer. Question number 13. The final act of the Urgu round have been told in a very first lecture about the WTO. There have been around 7-8 rounds After the Urgio round, GATT has been transformed in a WTO. So the final act of the Urgio round established. Question number 13. Reduction in global trade barriers and multilateral framework of discipline for trade in services. Reduction in global trade barriers and protection of trade related intellectual property rights. A multilateral framework of discipline for trade in services and protection of trade related intellectual property rights. Reduction in global trade barriers. A multilateral framework of discipline for trade in services and protection of trade related intellectual property rights. Question number 13. The final act of Urgio round. I have been told you there was mostly things came during the Urgio round, and Urgio round was started in 1986. I have been told you this thing during the in a very first lecture, and it was ended in 1994. The final act of the Urgio round established reduction in global trade barrier and multilateral framework of discipline for trade and services. No. Reduction on a global trade barrier and protection of trade related intellectual property rights. No. A multilateral framework of discipline for trade in services and protection of trade related intellectual property rights. No. The correct answer is D. Correct answer is D. Reduction in global trade barriers, a multilateral framework for discipline for trade in services, protection of trade related intellectual property rights. TRIPS, trade related intellectual property right, TRIMS, GATS, General Agreement in Trade in Services. All these things came during the Urgio round, which has started in 1986 and ended in 1994. Question number 14. What was the primary focus of the Doha round? After the Urgio round, Doha round was started. I have been told in the very first lecture. It has started in 2001. Question number 18. Question number 14. What was the primary focus of the Doha round? Reduction of dumping by emerging economies in other countries, reduction of trade distorting agriculture subsidies by developing countries, reduction of trade distorting agriculture subsidies by developed countries, in a third, in a V, developing, in a C, developed, and all of the above. What was the primary focus of Doha round? Doha round, which is actually running in the market also, it has started in a 2001. The main motto behind the main objective of the Doha round, that is called to for agriculture, promotion of agriculture subsidies, but it was for it developed countries or developing countries. This is the matter of choice. So reduction of trade distorting agriculture subsidies by developed countries is the correct answer. 14th, the C is the correct answer. Question number 15. What has been the major focus of developing countries with regard to trade? What has been the major focus of developing countries with regard to trade? Increase international trade, increase production and export, demand tariff cut by wealthy countries, and increase trade add. Question number 21. What has been the major focus of developing countries with regard to trade? Number 15. Correct answer is increase the production and export. Increase the production and export were the major focuses of developing countries with regard to trade. Regard to trade, they wanted to increase the production and wanted to be more export, so they could have earned the more forex, that is called foreign exchange reserve. Question number 16. Now we are moving towards. Today's integration of the world economy is driven by advance and to reduce the obstacles to flow of the trade and capital. In today's integration of the world economy is driven by advance in and to reduce the obstacle to the flow of trade and capital. Question number 16. This is a filling in the blank. Today's integration of the world economy is driven by advance in communication, trade agreement, and government policies, communication, information technology, and trade agreement, communications, transfer, information technology, and government policy, trade agreement, information technology, and government policy. Question number 16. Correct answer is here is communication. Here is communication and information technology and government policies to reduce the obstacles to the flow of trade and capital. If you just want to be increase the flow of trade and capital, we have to be more focused on the communication with across the globe, and they should have the advanced information technologies we should have, and government policies should be there, and there should be very minimization of the role of the government policies while talking about the international trade, so we can improve the flow of trade and capital without any obstacles. Question number 16 C is the correct answer. Question number 17. Most occupation shows a from an equal amount of export and import except for occupation which are shrinking in the most developed countries because of low wages import. Question number 17. Most occupation shows a from an equal amount of export and import except for occupation which are shrinking in the most developing countries or developed countries because of low wages import. Question number 17. Most occupation shows correct answer is 17, that is net gain and equal amount of export and import except for blue collar occupations. There is a white collar and blue collar. White collar for the salaried person and blue collar get the wages. It's called workers, which are shrinking in the most developed countries. Which country? Developed countries. The correct answer is we. We are moving towards question number 18. Export create low wage employment, high wages employment, no increase and decrease in employment, and none of the above. Which trade export creates low wages employment, high wages employment, no increase or decrease in employment, and none of the above? Export create the high wages employment. Correct answer is 18th V. Question number 19th. Which trade policies did GATT use to reduce trade barriers among contracting parties? Non-discrimination, trade liberalization, settlement of trade dispute, all of the above. Which trade policy did GATT? GATT stand for General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Which trade policy did GATT use to reduce trade barriers among contracting parties? Non-discrimination, trade liberalization, settlement of trade dispute, all of the above. Question number 19th. Correct answer is D. All of the above. Non-discrimination also there. Trade liberalization, settlement of trade dispute. Question number 20th. Countries that members of GATT WTO are called member nations, members, contracting party, and contracting members. Question number 20. Correct answer is question of contracting parties. Contracting parties. Member of the GATT used to call the contracting parties because it was not an organization, it was an agreement. Now we are moving towards question number 21. Which of the following is not a basic objective of documentation in a foreign trade? To assure that exporters will receive the payment, to assure that importers will receive the goods, to eliminate risk of non-completion, to reduce the foreign exchange risk, none of the above. Question number 21. Which of the following is not a basic objective of documentation in a foreign trade? Question number 21. Which of the following is not a basic objective of documentation in a foreign trade? To assure that exporter will receive the payment? No. To assure that importer will receive the goods? No. To elimination of risk of non-completion? No. To reduce the foreign exchange risk? No. None of the above. Question number 21 is the correct answer. Question number 22. Which of the following is not an important document in foreign trade? Check for the not an important value. Check for the value of goods, that is called inspection or certificate, a draft, bill of lading, a letter of credit. None of the above. Question number 22. Which of the following is not an important document in a foreign trade? Question number 22. A draft, that is called side draft or assent draft, is a very important thing because that is called mode of payment actually. Bill of lading also, because without the bill of lading is the exchange of the mint receipt. Letter of credit is issued by the importer bank. So check for the value of the goods, that is called inspection. It's not so much important. Question number 22, A is the correct answer. What is the correct answer? A is the correct answer. Moving towards question number 23. Risk is the potential exchange losses from outstanding obligation as a result of exchange rate fluctuations. Trade risk, exchange risk, finance risk, non-completion risk, or transaction risk. Which type of the risk is the potential exchange losses from outstanding obligation as a result of exchange rate fluctuation? Suppose that there will be in the last lecture, last to last lecture, I've been told you about the currency rate, currency appreciation, currency depreciation. What will be the what type of the risk will be the very potential exchange losses from outstanding obligations? There will be a transaction risk. Transaction risk is the potential exchange losses from, because whatever the transaction we are making, due to the exchange rate fluctuations, it might have certain risk. Question number 23, E is the correct answer. Moving towards question number 24. Foreign exchange risk can be reduced by using forward contract, future contract, currency options, currency denomination, all of the above. This particular topic I'll tell you on the later on stage also. You must have not idea about this, so I'm just telling you. Forward contract, future, currency option, denomination, all of the above is the correct answer. 24th is the correct answer. Yes. Which of the following is not a condition for draft to be negotiable? Question number 25. Must be in a writing, signed by the drawer, must contain a promise to pay a certain sum if goods are received, must contain an order to pay, must be payable on site or at a specified date, must be made out to order or bearer. Which of the following is not a condition of for draft to be negotiable? So the following is not a condition for draft to be negotiable. Must be in writing signed by the drawer. Must contain a promise to pay a certain sum of goods, sum if goods are received. Yes. 25th, we is the correct answer. Question number 26. If a draft is made to bearer, payment should be made to bank, drawer, acceptor, anyone who present the draft, all of the above. If a draft is made to the bearer, payment should be made to bank, drawer, acceptor, anyone who present the draft, all of the above. Question number 26. If a draft is made to the bearer, payment should be made to bank also, drawer also, acceptor also, anyone who present the draft. That is called all of the above is correct answer. 26 E is the correct answer. Sorry, E not E. Anyone who present the draft. 27th that is called D is the correct answer. Question number 27. If a draft is accepted by a bank, it becomes a valid draft, demand draft, assent draft, banker acceptance, or dry acceptance. If a draft, if a draft is accepted by a bank, it becomes a valid, demand, assents, banker draft, banker acceptance, or dry acceptance. If a draft is accepted by a bank, it becomes a valid draft, demand draft, assents draft, banker's acceptance, or dry acceptance. If a draft is accepted by a bank, it becomes a banker acceptance. What is the correct answer? Banker acceptance is the correct answer. Not a valid, not a demand, not a assents, not a dry acceptance. Banker acceptance is the correct answer. Moving towards question number 28. Forms of counter trade include the following except simple water, clearing arrangement, switching trade, counter purchase, mutual agreement. Forms of counter trade include the following except simple water system, that is called goods in exchange of goods, clearing arrangement between the two parties, switching the trade from one person to other person, switching the trade from one product to other product, counter purchase over on counter, one hand product, one hand payment, and the mutual agreement between the two parties. What is all about the forms of counter trade include the following except. Correct answer is not simple water, no. Mutual agreement between the two party is called forms of counter trade including the following except mutual agreement. This is the correct answer. And all are the correct actually. Question number 29. Documentary draft require various shipping documents such as bill of lading, insurance certificate, commercial invoice, A and B, A, B and C. Document draft requires various shipping documents such as bill of lading, shipping documents, insurance certificate also, commercial invoice also. So yes, A, B and C. The documentary draft requires various shipping documents such as A, B and C. Question number 29. This is the correct answer. Question number 30. If a carrier is instructed to deliver goods to an importer A, state bill of lading is used, order bill of lading, documentary bill of lading, on board or clean. Question number 30. If a carrier is instructed to deliver the goods to an importer, a state bill of lading is used. State bill order bill of lading, documentary or on board or clean. Correct answer is state. State bill of lading is used directly. STRAIGST, state bill of lading. Question number 31. A or an bill of lading doesn't guarantee that the goods have been loaded on the vessels. On board, fall, received for shipment, state or order. A or an onward bill of lading doesn't guarantee that the goods have been loaded on the vessels on received for the shipment, and received for the shipment bill of lading doesn't guarantee that goods have been loaded on the vessels. Question number 31. C is the correct answer. Question number 32. Which of the following is not a true letter of credit? It is a documents issued by a bank at the request of the importer exporter. Bank agrees to honor a draft drawn to the importer payable in the designated currency. Question number 32. I have been told you letter of credit is an instrument which is issued by the importer bank on the behalf of the importer. If something will be happen, then importer bank will be responsible for same. Who issued the letter of credit? Importer bank. That is in case of India, that is called Exim Bank, Export Import Bank of India. So which of the following is not true of letter of credit? It is a documents, yes. Issued by a bank, yes. Not a true. At the request of the exporter, yes. 32C is the correct answer. Question number 33. If a letter of credit can be neither cancelled nor modified without the consent of all parties, it is known revolving, irrevocable, revocable, unconfirmed or unclean. Question number 33. That is called irrevocable. V is the correct answer. Question number 34. Which of the following is not true of letter of credit? Is both the same thing? Then which of the following may be required as additional document in letter of credit? Which of the following may be required as additional document in letter of credit? Question number 36. That is called commercial invoice, also insurance document, consular invoice, certificate of origin. All of the above is the correct answer. Question number 36. Question number 37. Which of the following documents should necessarily accompany a draft? Certificate of origin, wait list, packing list, inspector certificate, or none of the above? Again, none of the above is the correct answer. Question number 38. Commercial invoice issued by exporter, exporter bank, importer, importer bank, or confirming bank. Who issued the commercial invoice? That is called confirming bank. Question number 39. A document that contain a precise description of good is known as wait list, packing list, commercial invoice, certificate of origin, or consular invoice. Document that contain a precise description of the goods is known as. Question number 39. Commercial invoice is the correct answer. Question number 40. Which of the following is not true of a consular invoice? Provide customs official with all information, facilitate easy custom clearance, help custom official assess the duties issued by the consulate of the exporting countries. It is not a title of the goods. Question number 40. Issued by the consulate of the exporting countries. That is called 40th. D is the correct answer. That's all about today's lecture. So once again, thank you so much for joining. Take care.